I'm going to do a look with the Naked Heat palette today. I don't feel like I gave it a fair shake, so I'm going to try a whole different kind of look with it and see if I can be more pleased with it. I don't know if there are any others of you who are disenchanted with the $52 Naked Heat palette by Urban Decay, but I just wasn't thrilled with it, and so I'm going to try again, and let's see if I can be happier with the outcome of my look. So first of all, I'm going to start. We've had some talk in my comments about people you girls having a hard, some of you having a hard time getting your foundation to last. So I'm going to use what's been lasting well for me. This is Estee Lauder the Smoother. It's a primer. It's a sample that I got when I went to their event. I'm going to pat this in, starting in the center of my face with my fingers, and then spread outwards. I guess most of our pore issues and our oily issues are most often in the center of our face. Because there's some fallout with this palette, I'm going to skip foundation for now. I probably should have skipped the primer. But anyway, I'm using the Dolce & Gabbana Perfect Mono Eye Color in Nude. I'm using a brush from Sephora. It's the Multitasker Concealer brush. They don't carry this one anymore, but it's my favorite one because it's like a finger and it fits perfectly down into the jar of the Dolce & Gabbana. I'm going to go in, I'm going to do my eyebrows first before the eyeshadow this time. I feel like my eyebrows have gotten lighter. It could be because I've been in the sun some, I don't know. But I don't feel like I can get a good grasp of where I need to go with my eyeshadow until I have my eyebrows on. I'm going to use the Brow Gouts by Tanya Crooks. This is what the case looks like. This is what the kit looks like. This one, this is the one I'm using. I'm using the brow tool that comes with it. It's got a angled brush on one end and a spoolie on the other. I'm going to dip into the center color, and I'm not going to make too big a deal about this. I'm just going to since this video is not about brows, it's about trying to like this new palette by Urban Decay. I'm just going to put some eyebrows on and move on, right? I have a new camera coming. The one that I'm using today is acting up. I don't know, I haven't diagnosed it. We bought a new battery for it, and that's not helping. it still cuts out in the middle. When it's supposedly fully charged, it cuts out in the middle. I don't know why it's acting the way it is. I ordered a nicer camera than this one that I'm using now, and hopefully, there. Now I'm going into the lighter one and hit the front. And then in the darker one, and hit that tail again. All right. I haven't used the brush from the kit yet. Let's do that. I'm going to take the flat end and use this, the lightest shade in the kit. It's called Ounce. And I'm going to pat that on my lid. And under my brow. Then I'm going to take the same side, and I'm going to take this color called Scorched. I'll tap it off so I can have as, and I'm going to pat that over the top of the one I just did. I picked this color for my lid because out of all these warm colors, this is the coolest one. I could see a little bit of pink in this one. I was in Ulta over the weekend. I believe it was, I don't remember which day. I think it was Saturday. I was in Ulta and I noticed they had the eye pencils from this collection. They had them on display, and I swatched the one, I believe it's called Alchemy. It's the one that looks burgundy. I swatched that on my hand and protected my swatch all the way home. And then when I got home, I swatched Makeup Geek's Plumera next to it, and it's the same. So I'm glad I didn't buy it. Alright, now I'm taking the color on Fuego and putting that in my crease. I'm going to take it underneath. Then I'm going to take a fluffy brush, diffuse this brow bone. I'm going to put that along the top lash line. On the tight line. Then I'm going to put it on the waterline. Now I'm going to put some lashes on before I go any further. Alright, I have the lashes on. I cut a clump off the front and a clump off the back. And I'm using the Salon Perfect 615s. And I'm using the Kiss lash glue. This is what my lash glue looks like. That's the one I'm using. Now I'm going to go over the lash band with the Perversion. Now I'm going to take the Plumera by Makeup Geek that's very similar to the Alkaline that they're selling with this collection, with the Naked Heat collection. Now I'm going to take a pencil brush and smudge that. I'm going to put mascara on now to blend my lashes with the false lashes. Now I'm going to clean up any of the shadow that's fallen down while I was working on my eyes. I'm going to use the Double Wear Water Fresh. The color that I'm using is 3 in 1. I'm going to apply it with my Delium brush. I like the application with this brush and this foundation better with the brush than with the Beauty Blender. I like full coverage with my foundation. I think this formula gives you a little more work time. It doesn't set up as quickly as the original formula. So it doesn't feel like a race against time when you're applying it. I think it leaves a nice, it's not a completely matte finish. It's kind of dewy or satin. It's not as dewy as, let's say, the La Mer foundation, you know. I think it's a good solution, alternative. It's a good pick for more mature skin who wants long-lasting foundation during the heat of the summer, when you may sweat. Alright, I'm going to put some of the Anastasia Beverly Hills brow set in there. Is that what they call theirs? It's a clear brow gel. It's my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. Nothing new there. I'm going to use the E40, it's an E40 brush from Sigma. I'm going to set that with the Mer The Powder. It's the original formula. I'm using the same brush to pack that on. I'm going to use a setting powder all over my face. It's a little darker than and it's really not a setting powder. I think it's a powder foundation. It's Halo To Go Hydrating Perfecting Powder in medium, and it's from Smashbox. It's a little warmer. Has more color than the foundation I used. I like a flawless look. So there you go. That was the Smashbox powder. I'm going to use the Laroc to bronze. I'm going to use my Real Techniques blush brush. I'm going to use they're calling it medium contour. I'm putting it in my hairline. I'm going to go ahead and same color, the medium contour. I'm going to use the shimmer highlight in this palette. I'm going to use this flat shader brush from MAC. I'm going to highlight the tear duct with this. I'm going to use a MAC blush. This one's called Fever. I'm trying to pull the coolest tones that I can pull out of the warm palette. My lip liner, the lip I chose to go with this look, is also on the cooler side. I'm using Lancome's Natural Mauve to line my lips. I currently have on Dior's lip enhancer to moisturize my lips. That by itself would be a good lip. A good lip. Just fill in the whole lip with the Natural Mauve from Lancome. But I'm going to take it a step further. And this lipstick is Insolent Plum. It's from Estee Lauder. I'm going to try to take these warm shadows to a cool place. I'm going to let's highlight the brow bone. I'm going to back the camera out so you can get a better look. So I think I like this particular shadow. The one I used was Scorched and on Fuego. The Scorched has a bit of metallic to it, and then the on Fuego is matte. Let's dust off the so there's your smoky eye look. Apropos, since we used the Naked Heat palette, paired with a cooler blush and a cooler lipstick. Let me know if you are enjoying your Naked Heat palette and what colors in your palette you're using most often. Ta-ta!